Coming up on Tech News today, there's a Google rumor roundup, and we find out if the new cheap Amazon tablets are worth it. Also, Apple beefs up its mapping business to prepare for the robot car.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for Tech News Today is provided by CashFly at CACHEFLY.com.
This is Tech News Today for Tuesday, September 29th, 2015. This episode is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Are you hiring? With ZipRecruiter, you can post to 100-plus job sites, including social networks, all with a single click. Screen, rate, and hire the right candidates fast. Try ZipRecruiter with a free 4-day trial now at ZipRecruiter.com/TNT. And by Wealthfront. Wealthfront is a low-cost automated investment service that is the most sophisticated way for you to invest your money. Whether you've got millions or you're just starting out, visit wealthfront.com/TNT to sign up and get your free personalized investment portfolio. That's wealthfront.com/TNT. Tech News Today is the show where we talk about the tech news with the journalists who report it. My name is Megan Morrone. Today's co-anchor Joe Panettiere is off, and Mike Elgin is off as well at the Google Nexus announcement, which we will stream live in about an hour. It is National Coffee Day. First things first, Pete's, Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme, many other places are all offering a free cup of coffee today. But you do have to go outside to get it, and you have to interact with people, which I like to leave to the robots. So your choice. We are up early this morning because at 9 a.m. Pacific time, we will be streaming Google's live Nexus event. Now it's dangerous to talk about rumors of an announcement when most of you will watch this after the announcement, but we're going to do that anyway. I will tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that they will not be announcing a pink iPhone at this event. That I know for sure. Joining me to talk about some of the rumors about what we think Google will announce is Russell Hawley from Android Central. Welcome, Russell.
Hey, thanks.
So the Nexus 5X, we've heard a lot of rumors about that. What do you expect to see?
So the big thing that we've heard from the Nexus 5X is that it's the spiritual successor to the original 5, which got kind of a lot of attention as the Nexus line continued to grow in popularity. And for this, we're expected to see something made by LG with a Snapdragon 808 processor, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and probably a 1080p screen on it. So definitely kind of a mid-range kind of phone, and hopefully priced to match.
And what about the Nexus 6P?
The 6P is going to be, a bigger version made by Huawei, which is interesting. We've actually never had Huawei make a Nexus phone before, and we've always been really happy with Huawei software, but not always so happy with their software. So the 6P is going to have a 5.7-inch screen with a Snapdragon 810 processor. It's important to point out the cooler version, apparently, and 3 gigs of RAM to go with a 12-megapixel camera and hopefully up to 128 gigs of storage, which would be a first for Nexus phones.
So who are these phones really designed for?
Well, the Nexus phone, it often gets confused as being kind of this developer phone for kind of the original Nexus line. But I think this is really Google saying this is what we think smartphones should look like, working with hardware partners with kind of specific instructions. So they create this design. And I think that's the target here is people who really appreciate Google's vision of Android, not necessarily the modifications made by Samsung or by HTC or by LG. Really just that kind of pure experience with some decent hardware to match it.
Now, are you one of those people that really appreciates that pure experience?
I really like the kind of clean version, but I've recently taken to Motorola's, just slightly to the left of pure experience, mostly because the Nexus phones have typically not have particularly great cameras. And that's something that I've come to appreciate with a lot of other Android phones this year is we've had some really impressive bumps in camera quality. And it seems from these rumors that we're going to have some of that this year. But I feel like I've said that before. So I'm not hoping for much until I've touched one.
So before the show, we were talking about how you test a ton of hardware. It's just littered around your house. So when you are reaching for the phone just on your daily basis that you want to use that is best for you, which phone do you go for?
Currently, the phone that I reach for the most is the Moto X Pure Edition. I like the battery gets me through a whole day. The camera isn't bad. The phone's a little bigger than I would prefer, but the screen is really nice, and currently I'm a big fan of it.
And what about if you're going on vacation or you're going to a beautiful place where you want to take some great pictures? Which phone do you use?
I would probably end up grabbing my Note 5. The camera on it is really just kind of outstanding. And if I really wanted to make sure that a camera, while I was out somewhere, was something that was important to me, I would probably grab that. If I was going somewhere specifically to take pictures, I would probably bring my actual camera, though.
that makes sense. I guess those still exist. So there also are rumors about a new Chromebook Pixel. And what do we know about that? I don't think maybe it's going to be running Android and not the Chrome OS. What do you know about the Pixel?
So yeah, this got really kind of vague, was that maybe we would hear something at this event for something that was going to be, maybe revealed in full later on down the line, which is an interesting trend we've seen from a couple of manufacturers this year. But the rumor is pointing at something called a Pixel C, which would be a tablet with the Pixel branding, and maybe something running Android that kind of pulls away from the traditional Nexus tablet line. And the reason for the Pixel name, if they were to really go this route, would be because it was made entirely in-house by Google, manufactured by Google, and sold and distributed by Google, as opposed to the Nexus line, which usually works with a hardware partner of some kind.
So do we have any idea what the price of this might be?
Not at all, but let me tell you something. Pixel devices in the past have been really expensive, and in the case of the very first Chromebook Pixel, not necessarily worth the price. But it was, a neat experiment so far that we've yet to see really turn into a commercial success. So it would be interesting to see Google take this route and maybe give the Pixel brand, something for the average consumer to be excited about.
And now we were talking before whether you would like it to be run Android or Chrome, or what you think. What would you prefer on a Pixel? What would you prefer it running?
So we have seen a lot of, talk over the last year about Android and Chrome kind of merging together and doing this thing. And it's never been particularly clear. It's always been a lot of rumor, and Google's never really said anything firm. But I think it would be interesting if this was an Android tablet that when you decided to use Chrome, the Chrome app just behaved a lot more like a desktop version of Chrome, where you could attach a keyboard and have that kind of Chromebook experience. And then when you left that, you had, the Android tablet and the apps, that come with that to rely on it.
So as we were talking before, these were just rumors, but you think they're pretty well sourced, and what we've seen on Android Police, we'll see at the announcement.
Yeah, it's really hard to argue with the information that's come with them. This isn't, just sources familiar with the matter. We've seen, photos and renders and a lot of detail. So it would be really interesting to see just how much of this comes true. I think quite a bit of it will.
Is there anything else that I've missed that you might expect to see?
We may end up seeing an update to the Chromecast, which hasn't happened for a while, where we get, maybe higher resolution support and maybe some kind of, extra adapter for different kinds of televisions. So that has been less clear. But the one thing that I really hope for that comes from that is 5 gigahertz support, and maybe support for 802.11ac Wi-Fi, because that kind of pulls down my current Chromecast. It makes it a lot harder to use sometimes.
Well, Russell, thank you so much. We will see you back at 9 a.m. Pacific to watch the keynote and give us your opinions. And Leo Laporte will be here, and some others also. Russell Hawley, contributing editor at AndroidCentral.com. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
See ya.
Take care. This episode of Tech News Today is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, but you're not sure where to find the best candidates, ZipRecruiter is the place for you. As a business owner, your company is only as good as the people that you hire. Posting jobs in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates, and short staffing leaves little time to post to dozens of job sites. If you use ZipRecruiter.com, you can post to 100 plus job sites with just a single click. You can be instantly matched to candidates from over 6 million resumes. Just post once, and within 24 hours, watch your candidates roll in with ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses, and you can try it now for free. Getting the right people for your company is very important. Dan, a happy ZipRecruiter client, said the hardest part about running a business when you need to hire is that you have to spend extra time recruiting. while you're short-staffed. But with ZipRecruiter, I've gotten quality candidates within 24 hours of posting a job. ZipRecruiter's website makes this process so much faster by letting me manage candidates in one place. Today, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/TNT. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TNT. And we thank ZipRecruiter for their support of Tech News Today. Now, Amazon has been releasing tablets like they're going out of style. We have told you about the $50 Fire tablet that the company is selling in 6-packs. And I'm planning to use them as placemats at my family's dinner table because they're just that cheap. Joining us with his hands-on review of the new Fire HD tablet, which will cost you a little more, is Devindra Hardawar from Engadget. Welcome, Devindra.
Hi, thanks for having me back.
So these Fire HD tablets, how much are these? How much do these cost?
So there are two models. There's the HD8, which has an 8-inch screen. That one starts at $150 with 8 gigabytes of storage. And there's the HD10, which has a 10.1-inch screen, and that starts at $230 with 16 gigabytes. So, you know, a bit more than the Fire HD tablets, but still a lot less than something like an iPad.
Right. And right now, they're not getting great reviews. What did you think of it?
I've been testing one for actually both models for the past few days. They're really well designed. They feel nice. Amazon went for this new plastic kind of case, which is surprisingly thin. It's about 7.7 millimeters. So it feels really good in your hand. And I actually really like the 8-inch model too. I'm just a big fan of small tablets. But they're also running last year's hardware. So, you know, the CPU from last year's model, they still have a gig of RAM. They just feel kind of slow and just not as snappy as most other devices I've tested this year. For the price, I think that's excusable. And Amazon's really just positioning them as content consumption devices, but they're not, anything amazing. You can really feel how slow they are at times.
Yeah, I mean, when they first came out with a tablet, they were sort of, saying, comparing it to the iPad. But now for these, they're not. They're just saying, if you want an iPad, get an iPad. This isn't an iPad. So does
Amazon.
Go ahead.
They've had a really weird history with tablets, right? Because there was the first Fire tablet, which was not that great. That was just like their Nexus 7 competitor. And that thing was just like really a first generation project. It felt very slow, wasn't really well designed. And they have the HDX, which is their more high end tablets. Those are meant for like to compete with the iPads and things like that.
So cheap Amazon tablets aren't that cheap when you consider the fact that you have to really, to use them effectively at all, you have to subscribe to Prime, right? I mean, and that's $80 a year.
Yeah. I mean, Prime is kind of a necessity. These things are basically just digital catalogs for Amazon. You could buy anything from their Kindle store, their movie library, or quickly make an Amazon order. It's not it's not a requirement to use these tablets, but it certainly makes using them a lot nicer because you have all that free video and stuff on Prime to watch and listen to. But you need that subscription to make that happen.
And of course, a Prime subscription, you can get all kinds of other things. And but I just wonder when people are like, oh, a $50 tablet, if they understand really what's behind it. I mean, Amazon, especially the ones they designed for kids. I mean, they want to hook them early, right?
Right. And honestly, for kids, it's a little problematic. I think they've designed some really nice kid-proof versions of their tablets. And they also have a decent warranty, too. Their kid tablets, I believe, have a no-questions-asked warranty for a couple of years. So you could just, completely, if your kid trashes the screen or something, you could just get a new one really quickly. That sort of thing is nice. And Amazon's parental controls are actually pretty good, too, compared to most other Android tablets. But it is weird. It's weird that you're basically giving your kid a conduit to Amazon's storefront.
And so you can't, I mean, do you have to have, how does the Prime subscription work? Is it a family or is it per tablet?
I think, you can share, I don't know the quite specifics on the Prime memberships, but you can have family members on them. And you can also have multiple tablets linked to a single account, which is what I think a lot of people do. Because I test so many tablets, I have 7 Kindles and Kindle Fire tablets all linked to my account, and it's working no problem.
But then I just wonder if you can watch at the same time. I'm not sure the answer to this
really
question too.
That.
Yeah. But I do think that if you have 3 children and you've bought them all tablets, I'm not sure that they can watch 3 different shows at the same time. But maybe they don't need to. And now some of the features are really interesting about the Fire, the Word Runner. Tell me about how that works.
It's basically a speed reading app that flashes words, a single word on the screen really quickly. That's similar to some work we've seen from other startups. I think it's called Spritz. And it's just like they flash words and you can actually comprehend them when they're flashing by so quickly, much faster than just, reading a normal line of text or something like that. It works. I can definitely understand those words as they're going by. I don't really like the comprehension of them. I don't feel like I'm actually absorbing text the way I would reading it normally, but it's kind of cool. Maybe some people would dig it.
So for books, for when you're like reading, it works on the Kindle app, or is it just other text?
I'm pretty sure. I think it's just inside the Kindle app right now.
Huh. Yeah, because I've sometimes tried to listen to Audible books at the higher speeds, and I can't do that. It's just like, why do we need to consume that much information so fast?
Yeah, we're not computers. We can consume things at normal rates, yeah.
Right. And so another announcement that just came out this morning was Amazon Flex, as long as we're talking about Amazon. Can you explain a little bit about what that is?
Flex is something we've been hearing about for a while, and a lot of people thought it would just be a service where you would go and pick up an Amazon package. But it turns out it's sort of like an Uber addition to Amazon Prime Now, which is their very fast delivery offering. So you could get something delivered to you within an hour or within the day. Flex is basically, just Amazon offering anybody to become a delivery driver for them. So I don't even know if Flex is going to be something consumers see as a brand. It's just something people can go get hired for or drive around the city and deliver packages.
And you used Amazon Plus. You tried that out?
Yeah, Prime Now.
Oh, Prime Now.
Yes, I used it here in New York. It worked pretty well. I think somebody brought me a box of candy in like 15 or 20 minutes or something like that. So it cost about twice as much as what it would, to get that stuff normally. But if you're in a hurry or if you're in an office or something, it's pretty convenient.
Yeah, it's interesting. We had that like in the year 2000 in San Francisco, and they would, bring you a DVD player.
You guys get all the new stuff.
Yeah, and it was, but it was like just this amazing. That was the .com bubble where it was like you would just try it out and bring me a DVD player, and it would come in 15 minutes, and it was amazing. So I feel like a little bit of deja vu, but Amazon is a giant company, so they'll probably be able to do it. Well, Devindra, thank you so much for joining us. Devindra Hardawar is the senior editor at Engadget, and he is at Devindra on Twitter.
Thanks.
Take care. Facebook privacy hoaxes are making the rounds again. If you are on Facebook, I'm sure that you have seen this one. Please trust me when I tell you that Mark Zuckerberg has no plans to charge you $5.99 a month to make sure your posts stay private. This is a scam. And in this case, it is not better safe than sorry, as many people are saying as they post and spread this scam in their news feeds. No one can make sure that anything is private on Facebook or anywhere else on the internet, except by not putting it on the internet. And Facebook is doing just fine using our personal information to target us with very specific advertising, so you can keep your $5.99 a month. The Verge reports that Google and NASA have teamed up with the university's Space Research Association and the Quantum Artificial Intelligence Lab to acquire the newest and most powerful quantum computer on the market. It's called the D-Wave 2X. It will help NASA and Google solve difficult optimization problems. The machine is over 1,000 qubits and can only operate at extreme cold temperatures. The 7-year deal will provide Google and its partners the latest quantum computer systems as they become available. Medium raised $57 million in funding yesterday. The publishing platform, started by former Twitter CEO and blogger co-founder Ev Williams, has yet to generate revenue, nor have they released information about their traffic, registered users, or other numbers. Medium launched nearly 2 years ago and offers writers a tool to create longer content in an elegant and community-centered format. Now, yesterday on Tech News Tonight, I spoke to Robert Scoble about whether Medium could compete with Facebook's redesigned blogging features that make meatier pieces look nicer online. If you're interested in a longer discussion on this topic, you can watch the show at twit.tv. It's episode number 218. Sonos has a new wireless speaker, and early hands-on reviews say it's worth the $500 price tag. The Sonos Play 5 is totally redesigned, has a new input method for controlling feedback. Now, it's been about 5 years since Sonos released a speaker, and like previous versions, this one is designed to be put anywhere in your house. And Sonos says this one promises to sound good wherever you put it in your house. This episode of Tech News Today is brought to you by Wealthfront. You know that you should be investing your money for the long term for you and your family's financial health. And you've probably wondered how to do it. Trying to do it yourself, especially in the right way, is difficult, time-consuming. It's just kind of a drag. So there's Wealthfront to make it easier. Traditional advisors charge huge fees, between 1% and 3% of what you've got under management. But Wealthfront makes it easy for anyone to access world-class long-term investment management. You can get started investing today at a minimum of $500. Here's how it works. You sign up for an account at wealthfront.com. In just minutes, it goes right to work monitoring your portfolios round the clock and taking action as soon as an opportunity arises. So whether you're investing for retirement or a different long-term goal, Wealthfront automatically rebalances your portfolio and reinvests your dividends, all commission-free. Wealthfront software optimizes your investments for the best risk-adjusted return net of taxes. Wealthfront is transparent and accessible. You can view all your accounts in one place, whether they're personal, joint, or retirement. You can also see every trade Wealthfront makes on your behalf in your dashboard on your desktop with their mobile app. Sophisticated investment strategies like tax loss harvesting and direct indexing, which optimize your after-tax returns while simultaneously lowering your tax bill. And with Wealthfront, you pay 1/4% a year. That's 25 basis points, 0 commissions, and no hidden fees. There are no additional charges for any of Wealthfront's services. Wealthfront manages over $2.6 billion in client assets. It's grown over 20 times in the past 2 years. Join Wealthfront and start investing your money today. Visit wealthfront.com/TNT to sign up and get your free personalized investment portfolio. You'll see the customized allocation they recommend for your profile. And just for Twit listeners, if you sign up to invest, Wealthfront will manage your first $15,000 entirely free of charge for life. So claim your offer today at wealthfront.com/TNT. For compliance purposes, I have to tell you that Wealthfront Incorporated is an SEC-registered investment advisor. Brokerage services are offered through Wealthfront Brokerage Corporation, member FINRA, and SIPC. This is not a solicitation to buy or sell securities. Investing in securities involves risk, and there is a possibility of losing money. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Please visit wealthfront.com to read their full disclosure. And in the Department of Transportation news, Apple is buying 11 map startups, but sources say it still will not be able to compete with Google. Now, Gartner Research claims that the mapping acquisitions aren't Apple's attempt at competing with the Google Maps app, but rather a look toward the future. Now, today, faulty navigation is annoying. Sometimes it's dangerous to drivers. But what happens when there are no more drivers? The key to a successful self-driving car business is all about mapping. Now, thanks to Captain Kipper for posting the CNN story on this topic on the Tech News Today subreddit. If you are on Reddit, head over and post and vote up stories that you want to see on the show. I know Mike checks the subreddit, and I also check it every day when I'm choosing stories for Tech News Tonight. And our TNT fan of the day is Trenton Moody from Huntland, Tennessee. He posted this picture casting his podcast app to the TV to watch the show. Thanks for tuning in, Trenton. And show us how you watch or listen to TNT. Just record a video or take a picture of yourself or your setup and post it on Instagram, Google+, Twitter, or Facebook, and use the hashtag HowIWatchTNT, and we will find it. So let us know what's on your mind. Send email to tnt@twit.tv or call 260-TNT-SHOW. That's 260-868-7469. And subscribe to Tech News Today on Spotify or Deezer or Stitcher or iTunes or YouTube or Feedly or Yahoo or TuneIn or RSS. Many other options. And please leave us a review. Let us know how you like the show. And you can choose your favorite way to describe it, twit.tv/TNT. And you can also watch us live every weekday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1700 UTC at twit.tv/live. Of course, follow us on Twitter at Tech News Today TV. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Megan Morrone. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/TechNewsTodayTV. And you can subscribe to our subreddit at technewstoday.reddit.com. Go in there, vote some stories up, add some stories. I will be looking today for tonight's Tech News Tonight. And don't miss our other news show, Tech News Tonight at 4 p.m. Pacific every weeknight. That is it for Tech News Today. Mike will be back tomorrow, and we will be streaming the Google Nexus event live at 9 a.m. Pacific. And this show is produced by Jason Cleanthes and edited by Anthony Nielsen. My name is Megan Morrone. Thanks for tuning in. Mike will be back tomorrow.